Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Resident hails Anambra state government. Joint security on raid. Destruction of kidnappers den in Oba. Resident hails Anambra state government. Joint security on raid. Destruction of kidnappers den in Oba. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. Anambra residents have expressed joy and support for the renewed stance on government to track down criminals and destroy all proceeds from the crime. This follows the Joint Security Task Force in Anambra State after it successfully raided and destroyed Hideout 7 as kidnappers den in Okpuno Etiti community in Oba, Idemili South local government area of the state. The destruction came after the directive of Governor Chukwuma Soludo that all kidnappers and other criminal gangs hideouts be destroyed as part of his administration's determination to rid Anambra State of criminalities. During his campaign, the governor promised to root out all forms of criminality in the state. Soludo has granted security personnel permission to guarantee that all properties utilized by criminals in the state be demolished. In response to the governor's direction, a structure in Oba, Idemili South local government area was demolished on Friday, alleged used by kidnappers to shelter their victims. Security authorities in the state acted on information received from an apprehended gang member last week to find one of the state's terrorist havens. They assaulted the building, rescuing 3 kidnapped victims, including a Catholic priest, as well as the priest's SUV, and murdering one of the accused kidnappers. The facility, which was a decaying 3-room structure, was demolished yesterday after a combined security force assaulted it for more operations. Charms, pistol bullets, and other artifacts alleged to belong to prior abduction victims were seized during the operation, and a shrine used for the thieves' fortification was also razed. During the Friday raid, 2 additional suspects were apprehended. One of them is thought to be a native doctor who works with the crooks. Speaking on the development, Governor Soludo, while addressing a press earlier, said the demolition was in line with the state government policy that any property used to perpetuate criminality will either be confiscated or demolished. He commended the effort of the State Joint Security Task Force, saying the demolition exercise would serve as a deterrent to other criminals. He said, "We have made it part of our policy that any property used for criminal purposes in Anambra will be demolished." That building demolished was being used as a den for criminal activities, and the government's policy will not allow any criminality to reign in the state. Henceforth, criminals will have no place in any part of Anambra State. I assure you that this government is fully determined to ensure that the state is safe for everyone and that people can move freely around without fear or molestation. Soludo commended citizens who have been cooperating with security agents. He urged them to continue to report strange and criminals operating in their communities to security agencies. Anambra residents have expressed joy and support for the renewed stance on government to track down criminals and destroy all proceeds from the crime. This follows the Joint Task Force in Anambra State after it successfully raided and destroyed Hideout 7 as kidnappers then in Okpuno Etite community in Oba, a Demili South local government area of the state. The destruction came after the directive by Governor Chukwuma Soludo that all kidnappers and other criminal gangs hideouts be destroyed as part of his administration's determination to rid Anambra State of criminalities. During his campaign, the governor promised to root out all forms of criminality in the state. Soludo has granted security personnel commission to guarantee that all properties utilized by criminals in the state be demolished. In response to the governor's direction, a structure in Oba, a Demili South local government area, was demolished on Friday, allegedly used by kidnappers to shelter their victims. Security authorities in the state acted on information received from an apprehended gang member last week to find one of the state's terrorist havens. Now to my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by at the comment section and let's know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.